and he wants me to remodel his house. You actually went there.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello. No one talking.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with I think we may have had 2 links for this event. So I'm trying to make sure that the other folks get in here.
What the hell?
I think Renee might be a
What?
bad man.
What?
Yeah. Renee, can you go on camera for a second?
Sure. Okay. Hi.
Renee's a friend. She's not bad. She's a friend of the group.
Okay, great.
Yeah, for a few years.
Great. I'm sure you all know we get Zoom bombers sometimes, so
She's not a bomber.
great.
Fortunately, too many.
We need more bombers to keep it interesting and to kick him out. Don't you feel good when you kick him out, though?
They need to pay somebody to do this Zoom, period. It's a business. They need to get on top of things in their net. That's who
We need a gun that you can aim at someone who shoots through Zoom.
No, we don't want violence. It's the last thing we need. We have enough of that in this world. Try a popsicle or something.
Samantha is here.
Hi.
What do we do to the Zoom bombers then? If we can't shoot them, what do we do? Maybe put him in a jail.
It is,
Or put
you know,
a cage
I
around
mean,
the computer.
I wonder if it's
Like
considered a
you're doing there.
cybercrime.
buddy, you're gonna be in jail. Bringing guns up and that. We're not here for that. Tim Caldwell, is that a brother, father? There is Mike. He's a regular, so
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, this is Tim. I'm Jeff's brother.
Hey Tim, how you feeling?
But,
Oh, sorry.
Hi.
I put myself in jail. Renee said I should be in jail, so I put myself. I volunteered to go in jail.
It's a rough looking jail there.
I don't find you funny, but I guess Garrett does.
There's some cockroaches here. If you want some cockroaches, I'll send you some.
I've had enough
I'm
here.
in the city, I got plenty.
There's a- two dead ones I found yesterday. What's this guy doing?
I don't know what Renee has, but I'm digging like the Thailand vibes back there.
It's
love
my
it.
brain, my mind. Do you? All right, I'll leave it there.
I do. I like it.
What is it?
I don't know. It's like a whole
you
bunch.
got-
It's like a whole bunch of Buddhas, or no? What is that?
I had the cat up before. I'm just learning something now. I'm getting so techie. By mistake, I found how to put these. Mike's got something back there. Looks like Wrigley Field, but no.
Who, me?
Guys are better than me.
That's a view of the Ben Franklin Parkway.
Victoria says she's trying to get in the Zoom and she's not getting in.
Can you give her
Yes,
the link?
Her connection is, she
oh.
said it's slow.
Okay. Some like I think I accidentally we ended up giving the wrong link to the like the other folks that are
Oh,
organizing this.
I can email her my link.
Yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great.
Okay, I'll tell her.
Oh my press.
Michael, it looks like you've been in the sun too long.
Yeah, I got the window behind me as well. Sorry, yeah, I can change my.
Can't see you. You're in
Hang
the
on one
dark.
sec.
Okay. Come on.
Give me a sec here. Too much power I got on this bad boy.
You turn into a bomber then? Oh, Mike, I would never have known.
Oh, I'm at 100%, so I'm good. All right.
Two. Let's see, Victoria,
What is your name?
Kathy. And Burkett.
I only speak English. That's the only language I speak.
Where's Burkett?
Renee, is there any chance you were able to post this link to the conversation, the conversations, the connections meetups?
Are you talking to me?
Renee, actually.
Oh, I was saying, I don't know what you're
Sorry,
asking.
Renee and Renee are similar, but I was
Tanae,
Yeah.
Bay. Yeah, it is.
Okay,
I don't know, she might have walked away. She not be
Oh.
stopping. She's off mute though. Tanae.
They're
Oh.
refusing to cooperate.
Mike, are you the same Mike that I've been texting with? I don't think I've actually seen you on camera, so I don't know if.
Yes, Garrett.
Okay, great, great.
And thank you for all the, and you and Janae, but for the communications and the organization.
Of course, thanks for your help as well.
Pleasure.
Were you able to post the this link to the? Okay.
No, I kind of figured you guys were doing it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. So let me try to do that real quick. I thought. Let me.
yeah, they're asking me to send Hunter mail, emailing.
Garrett, do you have several different links on the different event? On the different
No,
event?
it
Because
is the same link, actually.
okay, if it helps, I got in through the event link. I don't know if that helps at all, but that's how I got in.
No, it's you know what? Yeah, no, it's the same link.
Oh,
I
Victoria,
couldn't get in through that because every time I tried to get in, it says the host already has a meeting in progress. So finally, Tanae posted a link and that's how I got in.
Interesting. I'm looking at the
I
connections.
just sent that link to Berkwai. I think she'll get in when she gets the link. I think some people have a bad link.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened because the connections ones all have the right link.
Oh, I don't know. Victoria, did you get it on the link I sent you or did you get it on your own? Or Kathy?
I got in on the link Tanae sent in the.
I don't know if that's the
post.
same one I just sent.
It might be.
Send your link to Berkwai. I just sent a link to Berkwai just now because she just texted me and asked for one. Berkwai. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, Dominic, that's the one that I see on all the meetups that I have access to. So there might have been others that had a different link somehow. But I don't think I have access to other links, Mike. So I looked at the Connections Humanist Community for meetups, and all of those have that link. So I'm not
They
sure.
probably had old links from weeks ago. They probably had old links.
I think it's a little slow because I was on Zoom last night and they were having troubles keeping everybody's videos on, and they were talking about that Zoom itself was having an issue.
All
So I
right,
think it's just a little slow.
okay, if I may interject. Did anyone send a message to everyone on the group? Like a mass message?
I did. I sent the
All right,
link.
great.
I sent the link.
Was that a message within the meetup?
No, not in meet. No, I haven't done on Meetup. No.
Okay, that would probably be a reasonably effective way to
How
go about
that-
communicating this to people.
That link, there's two different links now. The link to this meeting is the first link that I put in the chat. Someone's put a secondary link. Well, that's a different link. It's
Okay, and that's exactly why doing a mass message to everyone in the group would probably be a smart method to apprise people, which is.
yeah, that's a
I
that's a
will be
link
able to
there.
do that in 1 second. I thought that the link was the same on the two meetups. I don't know why it's not giving me access to. Okay, here. I used this link to get in.
But go up to and check the link in this meeting. This is the actual link. It says this is a link to this meeting. So you give them another link, it's going to get confusing for them.
The one that ends with 009.
Yeah, yeah.
Where did you get
that's-
that link?
Okay, you go up to the green little tab up the top left of the screen. Click on that, and it has all the details, including the link. See the
I
little
got the
green
link right
field?
from Meetup.
Top left?
The
My link says meetup. The one I use says meetup. I got in on that.
Up, and then you have to register with a name and that.
I
Yeah,
did.
this is the one that it says to me.
So did I.
That is the same one that you had. Let me post it. Either way, I'll post it.
I had to register with my name and everything too.
I do that every time.
Yeah, I do it most times too.
I don't know another way.
I registered with your name too, Kathy. Sorry.
No wonder they don't let you.
Yeah, normally we got a link right every time before the meeting, but today I don't receive any link. So I got Kathy Conquer transfer the link to me, so I was able to get in. Thank
Sorry,
you.
we stopped your.
Thank you,
your
Kathy.
paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Look out for each other. Your guy's in a different room. Is it your kitchen?
Yeah, because I just get home and I don't have time to go upstairs into my computer room, so I just open my laptop. So I'm in the kitchen.
That mean you're cooking lunch? I
Very
hope so.
different. Yeah, I am just get home. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, someday I'll call in on my iPad and show everybody my apartment.
Hope it's not too messy.
Everybody thinks I live in this one little room because I live in New York City, but actually it's pretty big.
I see. Yeah.
You saw it. You were here.
Can you get upstairs, Brookway?
Yes. Actually, I'm moving. I am able to do everything, and yeah, it's just very slowly. I cannot rush.
Did your
I
hip
about
hurt?
only 20% of the productivity of normal.
Did your hip
action.
hurt? Did your
Oh
hip
no,
hurt?
I
You
don't
okay?
have any hurt. I just had to take it slow, and I don't. I even have a choice to use the cane or don't need to use the cane, just slowly. Thank you
You're
for
very
asking.
strong. You're a very strong woman.
Oh, I'm very fortunate. Yeah.
I think the only difference is the link that the link that it is in this meeting is the after you've registered link, and the other one is the one where you register. But because I followed the link that I posted to get into this meeting, so can't be a different link. But
Yeah, after I register, I push another button that puts it on my calendar. And then I click it from the calendar. So I guess
Exactly.
that's when it changes its name.
yeah,
Like I said before, your link wouldn't work for me. It just said you already have a meeting going and it wouldn't.
Oh
let me in.
yeah. That's the same message I got, and asked me to leave and go to the new meeting.
yeah. I don't know what happened there, because when I checked the meetups, it seems like there's the same link on the meetups that we posted to and the ones that Mike and Tanae posted to, but clearly there's some difference somehow. And I'm not sure how it happened, but hopefully we have enough people here to get started. Mike and Tanae, does that sound good?
Yeah, we got heaps here. Let's go.
What's up? Hey, man. No meeting like this ever before, ain't it?
I'd like to just take a moment to recognize not only Jeff's brother Tim, who's here, but also Mary, who is here, Jeff's mother.
Yeah, thank you. Especially like, Mary is Mrs. Caldwell, that's Jeff's mom. She took the time to actually invite some of Jeffrey's coworkers from when he was a nurse chaplain. And I noticed that I received a message from a Samantha Simmons. I know you're here. Thank you for creating an event as well. She would like to do a nature walk in honor of Jeff. So when she sends me a date and things of that in particular and how that's going to be run, then that'll be put out to you all.
Thank you. I'm really looking forward to that walk.
Yes. Samantha was one of the people that worked with Jeffrey during the hospice time. And she reached out to me and pretty much asked if we can do a walk in honor of Jeff. Pretty much, I believe will probably be if it's going to be in Pennsylvania. Whenever you get that set up, we'll definitely put that out for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thank you for reaching out to me. That was really good. All right. Well, we all know why we're here. We are doing this particular tribute and honor to our friend, Jeffrey Caldwell, who left too soon. This is the time where we as a community were all pretty shocked at the sudden passing. But what really happened was we all found a way to keep going with the group, to keep going with the conversations and discussions as if Jeff never left, honestly. So right now I'm going to say that he's here with us in spirit. That's not even the least, that's the most we can say, because I'm not gonna lie, when I started doing the groups by myself, I always wait until the end when everybody left and Jeff would say to me, so how you think it went today? And I was like, you know what? It went pretty good. You know why? Because we were all together. That's why it went pretty good. Like, I know if it wasn't for Jeff, none of us would be sitting here right now trying to put backgrounds behind our messy little rooms and all that stuff like that, putting phones so close to our face so you don't see our room and all that stuff. That, like, we wouldn't be sitting there doing that. But we did it. We did it. So right now, before we go any further and say the times that we had with Jeff, I want to, if she doesn't mind, I want to ask if Mrs. Caldwell, which is Miss Mary, I want to know if she had any words to say in honor of her son.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I couldn't tell if I was actually on here or not. Jeff used to set this up for me and I'm just not any good at it. But if you can hear me, that's fine. You know, Jeff was a very special person. He cared about everybody. Didn't matter what walk of life you were from, what color you were, what your religion you had. He just loved people. And when he moved back from California, he told me that he wanted to start this group in order to bring people together and give them a place to more or less share their opinions, bare their soul if they wanted to, share their heart. And I am so thankful that he was successful in doing that.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And we do know that this is still a difficult time and process, so we do send our love and our thoughts and our prayers to you. And definitely comfort for your loss, you know, because if nobody said before, no mother wants to bury their child. Not one. I don't care how much they get on your nerves, no mother wants to bury their child. And
I have a son the same age, so believe me.
But yeah, along with Jeffrey's mom, we have a couple of Jeffrey's family members. Sorry if I'm calling y'all out. I just want to make sure that you were acknowledged as well. We have Tim and Kyra Caldwell. If you wanted to say a few words, you can do so. If not, we totally understand.
Sure, this is, excuse me, Tim Caldwell, Jeff's brother. First of all, I just wanted to thank you guys for inviting us into this event to honor and celebrate Jeffrey's life. I think that's how I'm trying to look at this. His passing is more about thinking about and celebrating his life and the connections that he made, the things that he did, the man that he was, the person that he was. And as my mom very eloquently stated, he was a man who cared about other people and tried to do everything he could. I know, in our family, he would always be there to help out another family member, to help us in the various moves that we did, or the helping my mom and my father take care of the house and the yard. And I know he was there to talk to people in our family, and just he was someone who always was looking to help other people. And he was also a very creative man. He was a great writer. He was interested in and did music at times, played the guitar. Just a very intelligent, very humorous individual. Not, his personality didn't always come out maybe as that, but I mean, he was a very funny man. And he was just such a good person. I'm thankful that he got to connect with all of you. It sounds like he was a good force in your lives, and I know he was also, or you were also, a good force in his life. I got to read some of the stuff that he wrote. I think some of the stuff he used for the group, and I can see how much work he put into it, how much it meant to him, and I think that's a reflection of how much this group and you guys all meant to him as well. So again, thank you for inviting us today, and we appreciate your recollections, your connections, and your caring of Jeffrey.
All right, thank you very much for that, Tim. Kyra, I don't know if you didn't want to speak on Jeff, but if you don't, that's totally fine. I know it's still a little bit painful, especially with this being so unexpected. But if you would like to say a few words, the floor is yours. I don't know if she having any technical difficulties or not. But once again, we do thank all of you, including, okay, that's definitely understandable. Thank you very much for acknowledging that. Thank you. I do want to thank all y'all for coming out and taking this time out of your day to really just share some good memories about Jeffrey. Any moments where, if you were in that dark place, if he helped you out of that space, you can definitely share that. I don't really, we've only got till 4 o'clock, but take us all the time you need to say your piece about what Jeffrey meant to you. And I want to also thank Garrett and my man Mike C from Philly for also helping me out with this and arranging this. When Mike actually gave me the news, I was kind of shocked myself, because I was just talking to this man. You know what I mean? And when he told me that he was not feeling well, I was just like, he looked pretty fine to me, but that, that's not the case, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just a selfish side, dealt with that a lot when it comes to losing loved ones. But definitely special thank you to Garrett from Free Thinking Institute, my man Mike C from Philly for helping me out with this and everything. I do appreciate y'all. So right now, what I want to do is I want to open the floor for anybody, and I do mean anybody who want to share some type of interaction that they had with Jeffrey, whether it was virtual or in person. If anybody wants to speak now, the floor is yours. Let's see, we got Elizabeth, so go ahead, Elizabeth.
Hello, everybody. This is Elizabeth. I don't know I'm going to be able to talk. I heard the news yesterday or I read the news, planning to go to the next meeting and meet the people and Jeffrey, and was a shock for me. I keep crying all the time. It's very difficult. I just learned from him the importance to be me without being afraid to be myself. That is why what I'm gonna say is exactly honoring him because he teach me that. When I entered in the group, I was passing very difficult time. And I so many times to him that I was very thankful because without the group and the meetings and all the beautiful things that he did to the group, I could die because I was very down, very sad. So, so I said myself, when I had the chance, next time they had the meeting, I'm gonna go and meet Mrs. Perquay and meet some of the guys that are gonna be in New York and meet him because in that particular moment in my life, he was the man that showed me that there are gentlemen in this world. And I was treated as a real lady that I never had that experience before. This is something that I'm be very thankful with him that he gave me that gift to heal my soul. In another hand, I am psychologist, but also I was born with a gift. I am a psychic, and all my life I see ghosts. And all my work that I do in my life is about that. I have a YouTube channel. So this morning I went out and I sit in that, I think the word is cherished in the mall. It's a beautiful view. And I sit and I start to cry. It's very hot here. It's extremely hot. So I started to think about him, and suddenly all the wind came from nowhere, and all the trees and flowers and everything started to move very fast. And a lot of flowers, yellow flowers, came to me. And I saw him by the glass that the trees have, smiling me. I'm very thankful for moments like that. Usually when I came home, I found out that the day that I received the notice that I was totally free for the psychopath man, divorce was exactly the same day that he passed. I'm really gonna miss that guy very much, but I know he's still around. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that, Elizabeth. Let's go over to Mike.
Thanks. I'd like to just again thank Tanae and Garrett and for all the regulars and the family members and colleagues, friend here to celebrate Jeff, who was, as so many are recognizing, a remarkable human being. The very soul of compassion, tolerance, understanding, patience. You know, even just thinking about his job, his career, what little I knew about it, the strength that it takes to be an end of life chaplain, a hospice chaplain. I couldn't do it. To see people off at the end of their lives on a regular basis, knowing that every day you go into work might be the last day of someone that you've grown close to. That is remarkable. And yet the help that he provided them, the help that he provided to me. I joined this group in the middle of COVID when everything was shut down and it was a lonely time for many people, and myself included. And what Jeff and this group provided to me was some extra community. And then as COVID receded happily, we had the beauty of meeting in person. So I got to meet Jeff, I think, 3 times in person. One was on the Schuylkill Banks Walk, another was at the Reading Terminal, which was great fun, and the third was at Passaic Avenue, the Italian market area. And each time it was just terrific, and he just was so warm and welcoming and calming in a time where many people were very stressed, and I think still are. So his remarkable assets, I'm sure, are shared by many. We all can learn from one another about what we admire, and then hopefully model that. And I try to remember that in dealing with people when my impulse tells me to be impatient or angry or dismissive, or whatever negative thing. He was a role model for me. So one of the ways that I like to honor his memory is to try to display that same level of compassion, tolerance, and understanding as he had. And I would like, in particular, to thank his family members also for having, for participating here, because of course it's much more emotional when it's a direct family member. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mike. Now we can head over to Kathy M.
Yeah, Jeff's meetups, really helped me come out of my introverted isolation, even, with or without COVID. And, I did have the opportunity to meet him 3 different times at Reading Terminal Market, at a restaurant, an Ethiopian restaurant in, I guess, West Philly, and in Maryland at a vegetarian lunch. And he was just such a beautiful person. I wanna thank Mary for raising such a intelligent, thoughtful, decent young man. And as a mother, I understand the horrible grief you must be experiencing. But he was a loss to all of us. But I know his family it's more of an intense loss. But Jeff was always, anytime, if I had a problem with another member, or if any problem I had, he was always very understanding. He'd never ridicule me. Because I tend to come off like, well, maybe I'm being too sensitive. And he'd say, no, you're not being too sensitive. And I always remember that. And, he made me feel like I was part of the group. And I will always, always appreciate that. He was a good person, and the world has lost a valuable person.
Thank you very much for that, Kathy. Let's go to Kathy K.
Okay. Well, Jeffrey created a group, a perfect vehicle for making friendships. He had the 3 basic essential things going, which is repetition, positivity, and vulnerability. And most of the Zooms I attend are more lecture style, where the host does most of the talking. But Jeffrey mostly asks questions and let us talk with each other. So we all got a chance to really get to know each other over time. And I made some new dear friends in the group. And I'm hoping that Tanae can keep the group going with some help maybe from some of the rest of us, and that we can continue, because it's really a delightful format. And it came along at the perfect time for me, right in the middle of the pandemic, when my boyfriend of 22 years had run off with another woman. I was devastated and trapped in my apartment, and very, very grateful for, I really look forward to it. I usually attended both the Thursday and Sunday nights because I enjoyed the group so much. And it's been lovely meeting everybody, and I hope to see all of you some more. And feel really, really sad about Jeffrey. He's a very good person. I'm glad I didn't get to meet him in person, but I'm really glad to experience his charm. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Kathy. Let's head over to Kelly.
I never met, Jeff in person, just like, Michael or other people mentioned, I joined this group, during the pandemic. So I need to, connect to other people. Then I tried several groups, but I found this group is most organized. And Jeff was such a good listener, and he provides really good insight. Then somehow he has ability to put everybody together, so everybody feels really safe to talk anything in this, safe place. So it was really coupled to me. Then I never showed my, on the camera. So I never thought he was gonna go this fast. When I received the email from him, he's admitted at the hospital. And I thought it's gonna be, he's gonna come back with us. Then he's gonna lead the group again. I never thought, he was gonna happen this way. So it was a very short time, but he really impactful in my life. And just I'm gonna remember him forever. He was such a good person. Thank you for the family members too.
Thank you very much for that, Kelly. Let's see. Let's go to Garrett.
Thanks. I also want to thank Tanae and Mike for bringing me in to help organize today's event. I recall back to the first time I met Jeff and we started talking about collaborating, and he just gave me a bunch of really good advice about hosting conversational meetups, a lot of which was very helpful to me, even though I'd been hosting them for quite some time. And, I think, the description that everyone's giving is Jeff gave and gave and gave. And I think that's just who he was. And I was lucky enough to meet him in person on one of his New York City visits. And one thing that struck me about him is that he had this sort of aura of calmness, like everything around Jeff just kind of felt calmer. And I really appreciated that about him. As a humanist, like he genuinely wanted, I'll echo the comments that people made, that he genuinely wanted to help every single person that he came into contact with. And we can hear that he was doing that. And that compassion really emanated from him. We work and still are collaborators through his meetups. And we both really wanted to get people talking about deep and meaningful subjects and connecting profoundly to each other. And if anyone's interested, I'm going to share some thoughts about coping with the death of a loved one that I wrote like after my closest family member passed. And I think they're both true as well as comforting, and I hope they bring comfort to others in a sincere and honest way. So I'll share that in the chat for anyone interested. Thanks.
Thank you for that, Garrett. Now let's go to Victoria.
So I never personally met Jeffrey, unfortunately, but he really changed my life for the better, because he had this group, and there were times when I was going through a hard time, like with my elderly parents, and so the group really helped me a lot, to connect with other people and make friends. Kathy is a friend that I've met, that I have developed a friendship with, Kathy K. And Jeff had this really calming, soothing ambiance about him. It was so amazing, even, when there was some little conflicts in the group, he would be able to diffuse it, not that there were many, but maybe one or two. And if I had a problem with a member, he would, he would email me. It just happened one time, and he would, how would you say, be very supportive. And I still hear his voice. And let's go to Victoria. Yeah. So it was so cute, you know. And he gave everybody a chance to talk. Unlike a lot of the other Zoom groups, he gave everyone a chance to talk and share their ideas. And the topics he came up with was so thought-provoking. They were so thought-provoking that you think about them for days and days and days, you know. And he was such a great person. I mean, to be a hospice chaplain, it's like an amazing job. Like I'm a registered nurse. I can never deal to be a hospice nurse, you know. So what he did was really amazing, and I want to tell Mary that, you know, she raised a really good man, and there are not too many people like Jeffrey in this world. So you know, it's really a big loss for our group, you know. And he changed a lot of our lives for the better. So yeah, and I lost a baby like 30 years ago, so I can understand the devastating loss of a child. So Mary, thank you, you know, for you know, and my condolences to you and your family. So that's all. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And Tene is doing a great job of continuing, you know, the legacy of Jeffrey, and I hope it will continue for years and years to come. Okay. Yeah. 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 So that's yeah. That's it. Yeah. Thank you, Tene, for letting me have a chance to talk.
No problem. Thank you very much for that, Victoria. Let's head over to Lawrence.
Yeah, call me Larry. So but that's,
right.
I had to register, but it's okay. Yes, first of all, I want to say sincere condolences to his family, his mother, his brother, and all the family members. The very sincere condolences. I mean, I don't want to go into tangents, but when a coworker just passed away, and last week a friend from a meetup just passed away too. So I guess it happens in threes. Yes, I used to like to go to the meetings because they're very informative. He had like three different videos you look at. So we give it like a topic like the economy or inequality or some or healthcare, and we'd go with like three different videos, so you get different perspective. And he you know, it was very, you know, it was very interesting. And like what everybody else said, and I don't want to sound repetitive, he gave everybody a chance to speak. He didn't criticize anybody else. He gave everybody a chance to speak. And I also had a pleasure of meeting him in person last year, and I was very thankful to meet him in person. He told him, and he lived in Pennsylvania, and he was thinking about going to having a meetup in New York, and maybe it's something we should plan for the future. So again, I'm very saddened by his loss. That came by a shock, and again, I don't want to bring anybody to tears, but especially his family. And I'll pass on that.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Larry. Let's go to Brookway.
Thank you. I joined the humanist group meeting last year, not only for the COVID-19, the loneliness, the isolation. Also, my husband passed away 2 years ago. So it's really the place I really looking forward to every week. And I really had the privilege to meet Jeffrey 3 times in person. We went to Reading Terminal Market, Pennsylvania. I also went to Baltimore for a lunch there. And I attended in the Longwood Garden to enjoy the beautiful tulip display in the garden. I really happy I got to see him personally and I got to talk to him personally. He really had very special impact on my life. And his kindness and the dedication to create this meeting is just wonderful. I want to thank you, Mary, his mother, and also Kara and Tim. Thank you so much. He really come from a very good family. And then Mary was kind enough to send me a statement from Jeffrey's phone. And the statement said, being a good person does not depend on your religion, status in life, skin color, political views, or culture. It depends on how you treat others. And it's so true that Jeffrey really treats others the best. And I'm really looking forward to the chance to walk in Pennsylvania to remember Jeffrey's love of the nature. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bequay. And now let's go to Jonathan.
Hey guys, I don't have too many words to say, I suppose, but I joined a Connections Humanist community also during the pandemic. I was coming off of, I was going through some personal struggles, developed some severe anxiety, and I just needed a way to branch out and have a sense of community, but also, carefully, right? Like, I guess I wasn't feeling as comfortable jumping into every Zoom group or going out in person. I mean, pandemic, right? And Jeff offered one of the best outlets for that, right? Meeting this group, having thought-provoking conversation, or no conversation at all. There were times where I just didn't feel like I was in the right headspace to speak, and I never felt like I was not welcome, right? Like, I always felt like I can join and I can listen in, or I can join and be chatty, and I was accepted no matter what. I had the chance to see him in person at the restaurant we went to in West Philly. It was great meeting him. It was great meeting you guys, those of you who were there. And what was that, Ethiopian food? I think that was like my first time having that, so that was also pretty cool. It was nice. It was a nice experience. All of this has been a nice experience to join these groups, to have this conversation, to have talk about these deeply humanist challenges, right? From a non-religious perspective too. And well, if people wanted to bring in religion, that was fine too. But being able to see different perspectives and dealing with those conflicts, it was really nice. And he did something really special. I think all the work he put into this group, to organizing this, to bringing us together, to coming up with these topics and questions, he did a lot of I almost want to say thankless work, but he's obviously very thanked. But he did a lot of work, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for that, Jonathan. Bequay, is there something else you want to add?
Yes, I just want to read some facts from Mary's letter to me. And then Mary Caldwell told me that Jeffrey didn't just talk the talk, he walked the walk. He believed in the dignity of all people and enjoys interacting with them and the sharing idea with them. Plain and simple, he was a good person. Jeffrey donated his body to give of life in order to help as many people as possible have better life. He felt it would give his death some meaning. His remaining ashes will be scattered at places he loved for his wishes. And I understand Mary built up a memorial in her backyard so that she can sit there and remember the good time, the childhood, and have the place that while a bird and an animal can come to the backyard to enjoy the nature. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Brookway. Guess it's my go, huh? I joined, I want to say back in 2021, like around April. And at first, I haven't been on Meetup in like years. And I get this message from a guy saying, "Hi, my name is Jeffrey. I want you to join this community." And I'm like, the groups that I've been in before this, they were either on hiatus or they did one event and they never came back. So I was like, it's just gonna be one of them type of groups. Well, was I sadly mistaken? One of the things that really made me stay and really made me continue to do as much as I can, because I'm only one person. Y'all already know that. One of the things was just, you didn't have to, present this person that you not to be in these types of spaces. You could come as you are. And that's what I loved about being a part of this. When I started to give out my opinion a little bit more on how certain topics, even though some of them were a bit taboo or considered to be controversial, I didn't mind sharing my thoughts on those topics because we felt comfortable. I felt comfortable sharing what I thought about whatever topic it was that day, whether it was about money, whether it was about politics, whether it was about just value, anger. The one that really stood out to me the most was him talking about trauma and how it affects not only the mind, but the physical body. And I was like, I thought I tapped into all my trauma. I thought all the trauma that I had, I don't got it no more. Like I don't have it. And then I lost my father last year. And that's when like some of that actually came back. Because I was just not ready to lose a parent. And I can definitely say that the loss of my father broke me. But when I told him that happened, he was like, you know what, Tanae? If you need to take time off to kind of deal with it or to kind of, grieve, you take all the time you need. Like, I'm not forcing you to do these meetings. Like, you take all the time you need. And I never really, that's what you need in friends nowadays. You know, just the ones that's like, yo, if you're not up to it, take the time that you need to do whatever it is you need to do to feel comfortable about certain things, or feel comfortable about being in groups like this. Take all the time you need, gather your thoughts, and then when you're ready, we can do it. And that's when I started to get more comfortable with doing discussions that were not really often talked about in my household, but just talked about amongst a group of friends. Like, I consider all of you to be my friends from far and wide. We got people from Philly, Jersey, got a couple people from Georgia. We got people that's from another side of the world, like from different parts of continents. It's amazing how one guy brought us all together. We had a heart-to-heart when I started to want to facilitate some of these groups. And when I poured my heart out and told him everything that I felt was necessary for us to like really get to know each other a little bit better, not once he interrupted me, or not once he said, you know, we could skip that, you know what I mean, whatever. But to be vulnerable in front of someone that you've only met through a computer screen, that says a lot. Right now, even though it's been literally a month, it still doesn't feel real. It'll never feel real at this point. Like, if this is a dream, we all should have been woken up by now. But that's not the case. You know, that selfish side of you is like, you know, there has to be some way to bring them back. But, you know, like, what we're experiencing right now is something that we probably never felt in a while. And that's just love. Like, the love we have for him just didn't want us to kind of say that, you know, he's not gone. So he's definitely in spirits. He's definitely maybe somewhere in the trees, like the wind and the breeze, just like Elizabeth pointed out.
Hey, look, I thought you were walking around already. I'm already on you.
I don't really know what's on the other side, but I just know that hopefully there's a sense of peace and calm. Like, that's it. That's all that I would probably want for that. And just for Jeff in general. But to hear that he was a people person, to hear that every single one of you who got a chance to meet him had a special place for you in your heart. For those who met him in person and got to enjoy those moments, I am a little jealous, but I'm forever grateful that you guys had that chance. And I'm just forever grateful that you all got a chance to just really be here and just experience just what one man has done. You know, I have some pretty big shoes to fill, but I don't mind. Let's go over to Emily.
A lot of really powerful stuff you said. I know a lot of people like to say grief is love with nowhere to go, or, you know, and you mentioned, I do think I didn't get to know Jeffrey really. But I really appreciate hearing all about him from all of you today and this community that he built. And I did really love a lot of the discussion topics he chose. I think the few times I was able to attend some of these Zoom calls, he facilitated but didn't often say much, so I didn't feel like I got to know him very well. But I really appreciated the way he chose topics that allowed for this community to grow, because being able to talk about such vulnerable personal things is how we get to know each other so well, and how we grow these true, genuine connections with each other. And as a funeral celebrant myself, who has a lot of thoughts on grief and all these types of things that people are dealing with right now as we process the loss of this particular friend to our community. I don't know, if it would be okay with all of you, I would love to read a short poem. Does that sound good? Thanks. The poem I just found, this one seems like a pretty fitting one. Afterglow by Helen Lowry Marshall. I'd like the memory of me to be a happy one. I'd like to leave an afterglow of smiles when day is done. I'd like to leave an echo whispering softly down the ways of happy times, laughing times, and bright and sunny days. I'd like the tears of those who grieve to dry before the sun, of happy memories I leave behind when day is done.
Thank you very much for that, Emily. And now we're going to go over to David.
Thank you. For about, I don't know, maybe 20 years, I've been really focusing on bringing more empathy into my life, trying to be more empathetic with other people and seeking out people to be with who are themselves empathetic. And I just felt that Jeffrey personified empathy in a way that no one else I've ever met did. And I'm just so thankful that I got to know him the little bit that I did through Zoom meetings. When my mother passed away, one of her friends said at a memorial service, Mary was an angel. And I just thought that's not, no human being is an angel. We're all just humans. And I know that Jeffrey was just a flawed human being like the rest of us. But I really appreciate the fact that he brought so much empathy to everything that he did or that I saw him do.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that, David. I actually want to open the floor to, I do believe that some of Jeffrey's co-workers are here. So I'm actually open the floor to you all. If you have any kind words to say, any good memories about Jeffrey, the floor is yours.
Hi guys, I'm Sammy, and it's such an honor. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of this memorial for Jeffrey. And I have telling some of my coworkers, and I think some of them will probably reiterate the same, that with Jeffrey, I feel like the sad thing is we really didn't know him as much until the last couple of weeks. We got to really know some of the layers that make up him, and because he was a very quiet individual at work. He had an amazing heart, and it really showed in his work. And one of the things I remember him saying before, and it really stuck with me as a hospice worker, because working with grief, it can get really hard and overwhelming sometimes, because a lot of times as humans, we want to fix something. We don't want to make it awkward or have that hurt anymore than when it has to. And I remember Jeff, he was okay with sitting with someone in pain, because he wanted to create that space that they could just be themselves. They could share their hurt, they could share their pain without feeling any kind of judgment or feeling any kind of preconceived notion or whatnot. And that was something that really stuck out to me as I learned more about Jeff, that he was able to sit with someone in grief, which takes a lot. That takes a very strong individual to be able to sit with someone in grief and not feel like you have to fix something, but you could just be there, be a listening ear. You can be there in love and in compassion. And it's a privilege to be able to hear more about him through your eyes, because of course it's always different being in the work realm, but his heart and his compassion was the true legacy, and it really showed, and the hurt and the shock that a lot of his coworkers felt as well. I know it was really hard, so thank you guys for being a part of the grieving journey with us. Just thinking of you guys in the future, and as days go by, continue to really think of him when those moments come. Then you think of him and send out some goodness to the world. So thank you for letting me hop on. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much for that, Samantha. I also want to highlight the fact that she is doing or trying to set up an event, a walk in Jeff's honor. So hopefully when we do get those details, I'll be sure that everyone gets it, whether it's through message or creating something to help out with that. You know, we'll try to get the word out as much as we can. Before we wrap things up, did anybody have any final thoughts that they wanted to share?
Can I add something?
Sure.
I've been going through Jeffrey's things little bit at a time. It's not easy, but I found something in his desk that I'd like to share. Many of you may have heard this before, but to me, it says exactly who Jeff was. It's called "What is Success" by Ralph Waldo Emerson. To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you lived. This is to have succeeded. Remember that what you possess in the world will be found on the day of your death to belong to someone else. What you are will be yours forever. The purpose of life is not to be happy, it is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference that you have lived and have lived well. That was my Jeffrey. I did want to say, we have on Jeff's computer a number of the sermons that he preached over the years, and with the help of my son Tim, I would like to make those available to you, so that if anybody would like to listen, that you can hear his voice and you can hear his heart and what he says. So I'll bow out now. Thank you all for your thoughts, your condolences, and thank you most of all for loving my son.
Thank you very much for that, Mrs. Caldwell. And we would definitely love to hear those sermons if you have those available. I think that would definitely be a great sentiment for those who want to just hear his voice, just to hear the passion that he had for us. Let's go to Mike.
Thanks. Mary, before you leave, I just want to thank you for your courage and your strength, and for giving us the gift of Jeffrey in this world, which we all treasure. And as a further recognition of that, if you would ever, with your children, with friends, family, would want to come to Philadelphia, it would be certainly my honor, and I'm sure the honor of anyone else who would like to attend, to greet you and treat you to a meal, a tour, or whatever you would like. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mike, and definitely thank you for extending the olive branch as well. I want to thank you all. I'm gonna try. But I want to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to just really say just a thank you to Jeffrey. I also want to thank Jeffrey's family for allowing us to, just share our peace and to just share how much he meant to us, just as much as he meant to them. I also want to thank Mary for just allowing us to have Jeffrey create such an amazing space for all of us to come as one and just have that heart of gold that really meant a lot to us, including myself. I also want to thank Garrett and Mike for helping me out with this. This was definitely much needed, not just for me, but I think for all of us, who just wanted to just kind of come together and, talk about our friend. I do believe that at the end of the day, all we have is each other. And I think during these times, and it shouldn't have to be these moments where we have to say all we need each other, because even in everyday, like passing, like walking, everyday walks of life, all we do needs each other, especially during this times, like just like what's going on with the world, on what's going on like other parts of this interesting little rock called Earth. But once again, I thank you all for coming. And Jeffrey, wherever you are, we love you very, very much. We miss your presence. We miss your vulnerability. We miss your energy. We just miss you. So thank you all very much and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.